Hello, people. This is PINT SIDE, brought to you by MiXR, the only app that rewards you for going down the pub. We've not been rewarded tonight,
We've
sadly.
been punished.
It's not MiXR's fault, though.
It's not MiXR's fault. We'll get into that. England have lost in the semi-final of the World Cup to Argentina. A game that was incredibly tense, quite strange, and ultimately incredibly disappointing. We speak to you minutes after the game has ended, and there is a lot of anger within all of us, I presume.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ollie, how you feeling?
Not even like heartbroken. It's not some great tragedy where you go, you know what, they gave everything, and like that's tough to take. This is almost easier to take because you can just go, what on earth were those last 20 minutes? Like, you could just see that unfolding in front of your eyes and going, it's just carried on, we're going to lose, and it just got worse and worse and worse. It's like, well,
it wasn't even the last 20 minutes. It was from 55 minutes. When we scored at 55 minutes, it was almost like, oh, now we need to hold. We need to hold this. Instead of taking the advantage that Argentina would have to come out and play, they have to force a goal, would create opportunity. The decision was made to consolidate a position that is, in football, against this quality opposition, foolish, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I've been banging the Tuchel drum since the start, right? I've been so impressed with him. Today, he got it so badly wrong, and there were elements of trying to replicate what happened in previous games where we did shut up shop and it worked well for us. It just was clear from the minute we scored the goal that we weren't willing to engage at all. And that comes from Tuchel. It was disgraceful.
it was.
There were two words that you said right after the full-time whistle: self-inflicted.
Entirely.
I think that sums it up perfectly. I would say, like, we haven't heard any, we've heard no interviews, we've heard nothing. This is our raw reaction. For me, that was utterly... Two things can be true. Tuchel, we know he's a good manager.
Yeah.
But that was utterly shambolic from Tuchel.
I haven't heard any. Obviously, we haven't heard any post-match interviews. The only thing I want to hear from Thomas Tuchel is, I messed up.
There is not a single player who I go, yeah, but could he have done this for the goal? Obviously, could Bellingham have, but it was just like we changed shape and everyone went, what? Like,
and we'd been, do you know what? Brilliance maybe a bit of a stretch, but it was a bitty game. But ultimately, we'd stopped Messi, which was the main issue here. We'd got to the ball, and then if we needed the recovery pace, we had it. We had it in droves. And 2 minutes in, after he's gone to five at the back, I've gone, why have we done this? You've got Jed Spence who's getting to the ball, but's got the recovery pace. Once you go to that back five, which it was, and he's tucked in, you just give them the opportunity to have the ball on that side for the rest of the game. And the first goal comes from that. I think the corner comes from that as well. Completely conceded possession. Don't have an out ball either. And that is on Tuchel. That is a choice. Yeah. It's a choice to be, do you know what? We're a good team and we're stopping you. Let's carry on with that, at least for another 10 minutes. Yeah. And then maybe we'll sit in.
The irony here is...
It was cowardly.
Up until the goal was scored, England had no issues with this game. We were in control. No. We were dealing with their tousery, for want of a better expression. They tried to manipulate us into getting involved in spats and arguments, and we just weren't willing to engage. And we showed our quality over and over again. The crazy decision, after 10 minutes of pressure, which you get after conceding, it can happen. The crazy decision, to me, was let's look at what the defence have to do. Let's bring on Konsa instead of Saka. So our biggest problem...
The shape was working.
The shape was working.
Why change the shape that early? Go get a second. There's no reason why we can't do that. That is the leadership of Tuchel throughout the tournament. We've wanted to believe in him, and generally we've believed in him, and the leadership overall has been correct. And you go to a back five because you've got 10 men. Yeah. You don't do it now. That is a lack of leadership.
It changed instantly when we went to five at the back. Yeah. Like it's black and white. They're two separate matches.
Do you know what kills me though is that Tuchel has gone. So, for example, Nico O'Reilly, we all rate him, we all love him, right? Yeah. He's gone, no, this isn't the game for him. Yeah. He's had that clarity. When you go to a back five and it's not working, have the clarity. He doubled down on it. We had 4 centre-backs on the pitch at one point. Yeah. You're inviting crosses. And
when I was watching it, and I was trying to make sense of what he was doing, because obviously he knows football, knows more about football than I'll ever be able to know, right? And I was trying to make sense of it, and I was thinking, he's won competitions before. He knows how to... He's been in this situation before. But from passive viewers and just watching it, desperately hoping for England to get through, none of it made sense.
No. And as I said, like, it's weird. It's a weird feeling at the end of the game when I've got no frustration about how anyone played.
No.
There was some unbelievable individual performances.
Well,
Jed Spence was outstanding. Elliot Anderson was brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, John Stone's second half was quality.
Absolutely,
but it's just like, that is... It's one of the most weird football matches I've ever seen where you can just go, it's totally on the manager.
We conceded.
Totally on the manager.
We conceded. Every one of those players will go back into that changing room and go, I don't know if we could have beaten them.
Yeah.
Because we decided not to give it a go.
Yeah.
And then you've got the two left backs that you've been playing the whole tournament playing together.
Yeah.
No one knows where anyone is. There's no out ball. There's no way of relieving pressure.
It was mental.
Disastrous.
It's just astonishing.
It didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. The only way I could sort of think about Tuchel or what might be going through his brain was has worked previously. But as you say, when you're down to 10 men, we understand it.
Of course.
But we weren't. And not only that, you're taking Declan Rice off. We've still got another half to play.
The double down is absurd.
It's
the
mental.
double down is absurd.
And I'm sure he'll make it...
How is, like, someone like... Unless Saka wasn't fit, how is he not playing... He's not getting on the pitch in a World Cup semi-final?
What's the best part of England's play? What if you had to look at the strengths of England, you'd look at Kane... You'd look at Bellingham, and probably, in hindsight, during this World Cup, Anderson, right? Yeah. The fact that we were 1-0 up and we didn't utilise our strengths of what we're good at, and instead reinforced the part of what we're not good at, which is defending
and also games. What Argentina have been good at. Argentina have repeatedly come from behind this tournament, and you got the sense, okay, we scored, it's not over. But, like, that is why it's even more astonishing. Like, you can't just sacrifice all attacking threat, because Argentina have scored late all tournament against everyone they have played against.
And at the end of it, as you said, we can't complain.
No, I'm not.
We can't complain. We deserved what we got.
We can't complain, but we have conceded. I feel like I feel like we've given them the game on a platter.
That's what I mean. I'm not like heartbroken. Like, it's a really odd feeling.
Really odd.
I almost don't feel sorry for England because I'm like, that was just entirely your own fault. It's just bizarre. It's bizarre.
The way Tuchel approached this is if he didn't understand the rivalry between the two nations, because we just bent over for him.
We did.
It kills me. It kills me as well because for him to come in and the idea was, even in the last game, Norway, I'm not happy with this. My standards are higher. Commit to that then.
Yeah.
Commit to that.
Make the decisions. It shows you that the standards should be high.
Like, of course, it doesn't make him a bad manager overnight.
No, of course not.
But that is in a disastrous...
The worst way this tournament could have ended.
Managerially, probably the worst of his career.
Oh, yeah. And one of the worst... England managers been criticised a lot in our lives, and we said repeatedly during that, if that was Gareth Southgate, he would be crucified.
He would be on the front pages.
That was more negative than Gareth Southgate has ever gone in a game, but by a mile.
I'm disgusted by it. I really am.
But now, like, what does the future hold for him? Because, like,
he signed a new contract, so he'll be there for the Euros. But
he's got to win people back over.
100%.
Like that, because it's entirely on him. I can't blame anyone else for that.
Yeah. Incredibly bitty game. We barely offered much going forward prior to that. No. But the important thing is we weren't inviting pressure and we were stopping them.
Yeah,
pretty comfortably.
We stopped Messi as well.
We were 20 minutes away. I'm absolutely devastated.
I'm not having this. I've just looked at people going, that's just what Messi does, man. He takes over. We stopped Messi. We stopped him. I understand he put the cross in for the goal at the end and he gets the assist for the Enzo goal, which is a 25-yard screamer. Messi didn't win that game. England lost that game. There is such a big difference. Like, I'm not going to sit here. And as much as I love Messi, I am not going to sit here and give him credit for that. He did not win that game. We lost that game. I will die on that hill.
I mean, we lost the game by not bringing... Kane had to drop so deep into it, which wouldn't have been game plan. No. He was effective when he received the ball. But when Bellingham was lost, it was like...
Overall, we were comfortable there, and we've absolutely conceded momentum. We've shown there's no provocation at all with the ball. It's an absolute disaster.
And you said we lost it in the 20 minutes. We didn't lose it in 20 minutes. We were still 1-0 up on 83, I think it was.
They scored in the 85th minute, yeah.
We were living on the edge.
Absolutely.
So he has an opportunity to resolve it, and he goes and puts Burn on.
It's just unforgivable. It's unforgivable. It's entirely.
The irony here is that obviously when Burn came on, we all cheered like.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so tonight we've generally decided unanimously a bit of a disaster.
Yeah.
Overall, when it comes to the tournament, how do we feel about Tuchel's performance? Maybe in-game management.
The thing
are we
is,
happy? Are we not?
you can now. The tournament was always going to live and die on this game. You can now look back and go, against Norway, he got it wrong in that game too. He did, and we got away with that. But like, he spent the entire match trying to rectify the half-time substitutions. Beyond that, like, you know, is there? And there was some great, like Jed Spence and Dan Burn, two brilliant impacts off the bench. Mexico, I think, had got it spot on, but like, all of a sudden you can look back and go, well, actually, the warning signs were possibly there in the last game where he got the in-game substitutions wrong. He got them dramatically wrong today.
I've been banging the drum that we will win the World Cup because of Thomas Tuchel. So it's especially bitter for me to watch that game and realise it's because of Thomas Tuchel that we didn't win it. I think generally through the tournament, he got it sort of 70% of the time right. I agree with you about Norway. I think we suffered massively down to Declan Rice having to leave the pitch, and that was not on him because he wasn't well. That has done so much damage to his reputation.
Yeah. It's a tough question to answer in this moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I think generally through the tournament, Thomas Tuchel has made the right decisions. I think the squad selection was mental, but as...
do you know, that's interesting you say that. I would disagree. I would say I think he got the squad right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I would say that the two in each, the profile of each, and then a lot of hybrid players within that, I think that's afforded him some opportunity to get it wrong and then fix it at times.
Do you think that most of this World Cup we've seen players playing out of position or doing tidbits?
I would say there's been. You can make a decision on
We've had
Chalobah, maybe.
We've had five right backs.
But a lot of that's been down to injury.
Yeah.
So I think there's been a lot that he's had to deal with. I think because he's been fresh. I think you've just afforded him his CV to give him like, okay, you have some conviction and let's see if it works. And I think in a lot of instances, it has worked. Like, I thought the starting lineup against Norway overall was correct. How they played was incorrect. The game against Argentina, I thought that starting lineup was correct. You cannot say that Jed Spence was not a good decision.
He's brilliant. For 55 minutes, it was fine.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think I agree, his squad selection, I think, has been justified. At no point in that game did I go, if only we had a Cole Palmer or Phil Foden to bring on, or a Trent. Like, and that could well have happened. And I think you look back on the players who people thought, why is he going? They have justified their selection, I think. Like, Jed Spence and Dan Burn, people were fuming they went to the World Cup, and they were both brilliant. So that's why it's just weird. It's like he almost got the I'm not saying defending a lead against Argentina is easy, but like it felt like such a simple thing that he got wrong.
Do you think Trent would have done a better job than Reece James at this World Cup?
Not necessarily.
I don't think Reece James had a good World Cup. I don't think we missed
Not
Trent.
necessarily. I think if you're thinking Norway, there were question marks and he had to wiggle it about quite a lot. I think the Eze sub didn't work. You could have gone with Rashford. The Mexico decision was correct, but I think partly down to the fact that they didn't have much else and they were then going to put crosses in. He tried to do the exact same thing with 11 players, with Messi in this team, with so much more quality in this team, and he's got it horribly, horribly wrong. So I think overall, 7 out of 10.
Yeah. I mean,
should he go
Tonight?
He can't and he won't, but like...
Bring back Alan. Bring back Alan.
You're happy for him to take Euros?
I said before the tournament, I was like, there is nothing that could happen that would want me to that would make me want Thomas Tuchel to leave.
How?
I said, even if we got grouped, I would want Tuchel to stay.
Really?
That is the worst thing that could have happened. I think.
Yeah.
So who's completely carried us in this tournament, and who can walk into the pub with their head held high? I've got 2 words to say to you.
Go on then.
Start with DJ.
No. Funnily enough, no. Yes, 100% Jed Spence. The thing is that it's because of his the question marks around him when he was a part of the squad, and I understood it, and I kind of sort of agreed with it. I didn't really understand. I didn't anticipate the performance that Jed Spence would put in 2 of the biggest games that we've had in recent memory as England fans. So I'd say Jed Spence, but I'd say also, more realistically, Elliot Anderson.
Yeah.
Magic footballer.
obviously Kane and Bellingham were brilliant in the lead-up, but like in the biggest game that we had, yeah, I thought Anderson was probably Anderson and Spence were our best players tonight.
Against Norway, Anderson was impeccable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in terms of people that have left everything out there, I think there's several. I think this was a very awkward tournament for Declan Rice, which I think will be frustrating for him. But, you know, yeah, just to sort of say his name ultimately. I think Mark Gay's come in and been really, really good.
Yeah.
I think Konsa, with everywhere you've put him, has given everything, although maybe not been outrageously great. Ellie Anderson absolutely has been superb. Jude Bellingham has been a joke, an absolute joke. And actually, is that another talking point here in terms of the game against Argentina? Barely touched the ball, barely really impacted the game.
But that was based on what Tuchel,
Yeah, it wasn't Bellingham's fault.
Bellingham.
Yeah, it wasn't Bellingham's fault.
Yeah, I thought John Stones came in and was superb tonight.
Yeah.
And Harry Kane's a funny one because I think, look, you've got to have him on the pitch because he's incredible.
He's been very average.
Could he got on the ball more? I think I said before this tournament started, I went, the compilation of passes from him is going to be sensational. I don't really think we've seen that. He's barely touched the ball.
They tried to bring him into the game when he was dropping deep. I don't know if that was a decision that he'd made or whether Tuchel wanted him to do it. He suddenly started playing as a 10/8 in parts of that second half.
I think,
and then
a lot of patchiness, really. Like Rashford, I don't think did a huge amount wrong, but Anthony Gordon did enough to give himself the position. But his performances was patchy at times. Saka had good output, but didn't have that rhythm that he normally has. Madueke, I thought, was overall pretty poor.
The thing is, it's so hard to be philosophical now, isn't it? Like, you're watching, people won't see it at home, but there's a screen behind us and watching Messi.
I wish they would turn it off.
And you're like, it's hard to be philosophical, but there is something with this team. If this has to come from Tuchel, that we believe we're a front foot.
We've got to be front foot. We have to commit to that. We've really sort of given up on that in that last 20 minutes, and that's cost us, and that is killing me right now.
Who's let us down? Anyone?
I think Saka and Rice.
Madueke, they all play for.
No, I mean, I
don't think anyone has. That's why it's weird. If you went, okay, let's play this game again tomorrow, what would you change? I'll play the same starting 11. That's the weird thing. It's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
No one has let us down.
No one's let us down.
No one is culpable in this devastating feeling that we're currently feeling. It's not like David Beckham.
No, exactly.
Like hacking down Simeone, and Simeone's son during this game did everything he can to replicate the vilest parts of Diego Simeone's football.
Yeah,
but I don't think they let us. I don't feel let down by any of them.
I would say this: as a collective, there's a lot of 6 out of 10s, 6.5s out of 10s.
Yeah.
I think if you want to go and win the World Cup, you need lots of 7s and 8s, and I think there's a lot of.
You need a Cucurella. You need 10 Cucurellas.
I think there's a lot of players that their overall average score, if we were doing game by game by game, is probably not over 7. And so, as a collective, is that enough? Like, is that enough?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, you say you need 10 of them.
DR Congo, first half, and then Kane gets you out of it. You know, Mexico, backs against the wall, so we're going to let that go. Norway, not great. It's been very bitty.
Yeah, it has.
It has been very bitty on reflection. So, I think we just... generally, our game management's been really good. And then, again, in this last 20 minutes, we've killed us.
That's what I'm saying, is we're summarising the entire World Cup based on 55 minutes plus for this game. Like, you're talking about 35 minutes of football that's defined what we tried to do in the States, and it's just not been. It's just a shame.
I think aside from a 15-minute spell against Croatia, and I appreciate that, like, I feel quite negative right now, I don't think we've overly overpowered anyone.
But the thing is, I didn't think we would. And I thought we'd been building towards the big teams, and this was what Thomas Tuchel's been brought in for. You get through those games, and this is where we get better, we out-tactic everyone, and like to get it like so. Yeah,
wrong.
It's go get it wrong, and instead you can then look back on everything and go, well, actually, we weren't really very good all tournament. And was that a red flag? Was that a warning sign? I'd equally say that Argentina also haven't been good for most of the tournament, but they had the moments, and we just didn't have any moments. We basically had like one chance really and scored it.
Oh, mate.
We did.
And you fit the bones of it, it's grim, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You can
Stop picking the bones of it.
Sorry.
So the one moment that made me lose my mind this World Cup, I think you know what I'm going to say, all right? And it comes with a little bit of club bias and a defensiveness of a certain player who's been pretty average the entire tournament, but the goal against DR Congo for Harry Kane, where he just
that's not what I thought you were going to say.
Really?
That's not what you were going to
Mate,
say.
that goal was sensational. Like, I leapt off my sofa and celebrated that like it was Tottenham Hotspur scoring. I was that buzzing. What was yours? What did you think I was going to say?
Well, I don't want to create more work for the team, but I think you'll pretty much find it in the edit. The goal against Argentina, I lost my mind.
Yeah.
And then the tackle from Jed Spence.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
Tackle from Jed Spence, I lost my mind.
That was like scoring, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm bad for that. Like,
Yeah.
when it's a corner and a big save and we get away with it, I'm that guy. I'm like, I celebrate that like, as much as a goal because essentially it is
the
a
whole
goal.
pub went mental.
Yeah. So for me, I think we've been waiting for this game, and that's why I'm devastated, man.
But what's the best moment though?
I think my best moment is when we won the penalty against Mexico.
Yes.
Because that, I was like, here we go again.
Yeah.
We had a
Lifeline.
player sent
Absolutely
off,
lifeline.
and then all of a sudden we got a pen. That was when I went, oh, we're different. This is
Alright.
different. We are a different team.
Okay, I've got another one then. So when Jed Spence ran the left wing and then got in front of Oscar Bob,
Yeah.
and I thought that what I've just witnessed as a player with much maligned, no one wanted him there, for them to go past 4 players and then legitimately get hacked down brutally by Oscar Bob.
Agreed.
For that not to be given a penalty. I thought we got a penalty, and that was an incredible moment as well.
Last one I'll check out there. Yeah, the Mexico game overall was phenomenal.
Yeah, every header by Dan Burn.
Big blocks from Dan.
Dan Burn.
But I think that goal against Croatia from Jude Bellingham as well was pretty sensational.
Yeah.
There's been great moments, and it's been amazing for us to be able to sit together and do it.
We
man,
should have won the World Cup.
Say that.
I want to scream.
Don't say it.
Yeah.
It's always next time. There's Euros. We'll win the Euros.
Doesn't
4 years
matter.
from now, another World Cup. It's just an endless cycle, of misery until one day it will come home, boys. One day it will come home.
Right, boys. Are we drawing a line? I'm not sure I'm ready to draw one. But where do England go from here? The one thing I will say is, kind of going into it, I thought it was something we should really ride was the sort of the freshness of Thomas Tuchel, the fact that he had a great CV, he had this conviction, and you had a whole group of players that were absolutely happy to buy it. I think he's made huge mistakes tonight, and I really hope he admits that.
I wonder if the players start to question him.
I was going to say, that's now the worry.
What I want is to learn from it. So if you go to 2028 and you're in a similar situation, conviction, have some conviction. Like, we are a major team
pride.
these days.
Yeah, it's
man.
the pride.
This has got to stop. This
you know,
has to stop.
We cannot, at any stage, go, right, we are afraid of what you can do to us, so we are going to stack our defence.
Look at Spain. Look at Spain against France. Okay, the best form of defence. If they haven't got the ball, they can't score. We have to move to that point.
The thing is, like, this doesn't feel like the Spain game at Euro 2024 or even Croatia or Italy where I left those games being like, we just weren't, maybe not Italy, but I left those games thinking we weren't good enough.
Spain were
better than us.
Yeah.
Croatia better than us. The thing is, I don't think Argentina were better than us.
I agree.
And that ultimately is a good thing in some ways. You think, okay, we're close. We are close. And Tuchel is an inexperienced international manager. He got it wrong, but we don't need to there's no where do we go from here in my head. I don't think that's a question. It's like we stick to it and he just has to learn.
Yeah. The one thing that I think will be really interesting as time progresses is the fact that, you know, I won't say the outlets, but no one has questioned Thomas Tuchel one iota.
No, they haven't.
That is on its way.
Yeah.
So it should be.
On its
so it
way.
should be.
So that is a new thing that he's going to have to deal with, and this team's going to have to deal with.
Yeah.
As well. So moving forward, it's going to be complicated, but it's a great team, and it's a good manager, and it's coming home at some stage. I would guess. Surely.
I mean, you keep saying it, eventually it will.
Speak it into existence.
Just keep saying it. Keep saying it. It'll become a reality. It's coming home.
Right then, people, thank you so much for joining us on our Pint Side journey. It's been fantastic. It's been brought to you by the MiXR app, the only app that rewards you for going down the pub and crying into a pint.
Legends.
It's been a joy to watch it with you two.
Cheers, mate. Love you, boys.
It's all about making moments and spending time with each other. And I've absolutely loved it. Massive thank you to everyone behind the camera as
thanks,
well. Life is good overall. So get yourself a pint, get down the pub and have a good time. Could be worse. Cheers.
Cheers, boys.